Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If you guys are new, my name's Natalie. I'm currently getting my master's degree in accounting at the University of North Texas, and I will be graduating at the end of this year, so that's super exciting. I do a lot of fun content on this channel as far as day in my life videos, accounting videos. I do some things basically on my experience as a college student and just all around my lifestyle. And it would mean a lot to me if you just join the family, subscribe to my channel, and we'd love to have you a part of the channel. But anyways, today's video is going to be all about college supply essentials that you will need if you decide to go to college. And I wanted to just share a couple of things with you that I used throughout my college career, and as a senior in college who is getting close to graduating, I can say there are a couple of things that I used a lot throughout college and a couple of things that I found kind of useful along the way. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. A lot of these are pretty common, and then there's a couple things I threw in here that you might not think of that you will need. This video is going to be so helpful for freshmen that are deciding to go to college and upcoming sophomores, juniors. Honestly, this content's really good for anyone who is in college or who is about to go to college. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you guys want to see some college supply essentials that you will need, then just keep on watching. But don't forget to subscribe and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and let's just jump right on into it. So the first thing that you're going to need going to college, obviously, is going to be a backpack. I have done a what's in my backpack video recently. I will link that up here. You guys can kind of see a more in-depth video on what's exactly in my backpack as a student in college. And yeah, basically a backpack is a necessity. You want to make sure you get a good heavy duty backpack. I've tried using those small little book bags. I've tried using a purse. I've tried all those things, and honestly, those are a pain in the butt for me, and they get pretty heavy and uncomfortable if you ask me. So I've had this backpack for about 3 years now. It has lasted me that long, and it's still in good shape. You guys can just take a look at it. I ordered this on the Kohl's website. Now I've had a couple people say that they have found this backpack, and I've had a couple people say that this backpack is no longer being sold. However, there is the exact backpack in different colors, so I haven't seen this color like recently. I tried to link it in my what's in my backpack video, but if I can find something similar or whatever the case is, check the description box down below. Things will be linked down there. But get yourself a heavy duty backpack. I promise you it's worth it. I don't think buying a new backpack every semester or every year is necessary. Yeah, it's cool and all having like a new backpack every semester and going school supply shopping and whatnot, but if you think about it, it's a waste of money, and you're spending all this money on a new backpack, and then you have like all these backpacks sitting in your closet that are eventually either going to get thrown away or whatever the case is. So get yourself a good backpack. This one is my favorite. It's got a lot of different zippers and little confinements and a lot of good pockets as well, so it's good for organizing, and it's heavy duty. It's lasted me for 3 years, so get yourself a good backpack. The second thing that you're going to need as a college student is a laptop. You guys, having a laptop is so important being a student. You're going to take this bad boy wherever you go. You're going to take it to class, you're going to take it to the library, you're going to take it to your house, you're going to take it to your friend's house, your study buddy's house, a cafe. I kid you not, this is literally going to follow you everywhere you go. In my opinion, I think having a laptop first would be the best option. You can get a tablet. I do have an iPad as well. However, a tablet cannot do everything a laptop can do. For example, I'm an accounting student. I can only do a few things on Excel on my iPad versus the 1,000 things I can do in Excel using my laptop. So keep that in mind. Now it's gonna vary for every major. If you're a nursing student, I don't really think you will necessarily need a laptop. I just feel like as a student, a laptop is very necessary. Like I said, this thing, I've had this for like 6 years, and the laptop is necessary. Now, they do have computers you can use on campus, at least on my campus they do. They have a lot of computers in the library. They also have laptops that you can check out. However, I just think it's necessary. If you can get a laptop, get a laptop. If you can get a tablet, get a tablet. I think having one or the other is probably not an option. Just pick one. I will say though, I had my laptop first before I got my iPad, and so the only reason I got my iPad was to start taking digital notes, like writing my notes on and everything, and I'll get to that in a second. But get yourself a laptop. You're gonna use this thing to type notes, homework assignments, like it's gonna be your best friend. By the way, this is the Asus, and it's a Microsoft software. For some reason, I just can't seem to run away from Microsoft. I don't know why. It's more user-friendly as far as a college student, in my opinion. There are a few people who I've met who have MacBooks and stuff like that. However, as an accounting student, they have run into issues, and they would have to check out a laptop from the library because of some of the softwares we would use. They weren't able to use it on their MacBook because they would have problems, just because it was more like Windows friendly and whatnot. So keep that in mind. You know, just go to Best Buy, look around. If you really want a MacBook, get your MacBook. But personally, Windows and a laptop is the way to go, in my opinion. And then moving on to my tablet, I said I was going to talk about my iPad. This is the iPad 11-inch iPad Pro, and I got this, I don't know, a couple years ago during Christmas when they were having their like discount sales and everything. Main reason why I wanted to get an iPad Pro was to condense everything in my backpack onto one thing. I wasn't a fan of typing my notes on my laptop for some reason, but I did wanted to kind of make my backpack a lot less heavy. My laptop does weigh a little bit more than an iPad Pro, so I wanted to get something lightweight for my backpack. I wanted to stop carrying 5 different notebooks. I wanted to stop carrying a planner. I wanted to have everything I needed on one little smart tablet. And I kid you not, this has been probably a really good investment I've made recently. It's definitely worth it. If you haven't figured out if you want a iPad Pro or not, I have a video on why I bought my iPad Pro. I'll link it up here. You guys can go check that out. I also have a couple videos on like how I take notes on my iPad and how to use GoodNotes and all of that stuff. You guys can check that out. But I do use the GoodNotes app on my iPad Pro to take notes on. I think that's also a really good note-taking app. Yeah, I wanted to condense everything, make my backpack lightweight, and have everything I needed on my iPad Pro. So you guys will see in my What's in My Backpack video, I literally have my iPad and one notebook, and that's it. Also, you guys can save paper. You don't have to go through tons of pages of paper. iPad Pro is a good way to go. And yeah, so we're gonna move on. Next thing that you will need, I guess also this depends on your major. However, if you're just going into college, you're probably gonna need a calculator anyways. So like I said, calculator, I have 2 different ones. This is the TI-83. This is like the calculator I used in middle school, which was like 2008, 5, 6, whatever. But yeah, I know they have the newer ones. I think they're the TI-84. They're cooler looking. Technology on it's probably a little bit more updated. But I just can't run away from the 83 version. I just know how to use this pretty much in and out. And then the other one I have is the TI-30XIIS. This one, just a simple calculator. Can never have too many calculators being an accounting major and whatnot, but you will probably use these if you're just a general business major and taking finance, just basic accounting, or if you're taking algebra, chemistry, not chemistry, but algebra, any like, you know, general basic math classes or science classes, whatever the case is, calculator is the must-have. The next cool little tool I think is really neat is having a USB multiport. Now, I got this from campus, but I know they have the really cool versions. I'll show you what it looks like on Google, but it's just a USB port, and it has, you put it in your laptop or a computer, whatever it is, and it has multiple USB ports, so you can plug your charger in for your phone, you can plug in a USB drive, you know, if multiple people, if you're in a study group and they need to charge their phone or something, you have multiple ports to put a USB cable in, which is really handy. And so this is another example of a USB multi-port. This one is from Target. But the next little knickknack I think comes in handy too. You never know when you need it. I know there is like iCloud storage and all of that, Google Drive and all of that, but this is a little S drive or thumb drive, and I have one of these in my backpack. You never know when you're gonna need it. Sometimes I have older files on here, like my resume and stuff, that I don't have on Google Drive or iCloud or whatever cloud storage. But I think having one of these is handy. You never know, like, you might not be able to access your Google Drive, or something happens and you accidentally delete something and you can't get it. I don't know, whatever emergency, whatever the case is, a thumb drive I think is something good to have in your backpack. The next thing is a mini stapler. Honestly, this has come in handy so well for me. I use this in class, use it in the library. It's handy, and I promise you, you will make a ton of friends when you pull this little bad boy out. People in class are gonna be like, can I borrow your stapler? Hey, can I have your stapler? And you can be the cool person in class passing around your mini blue stapler. This one's from Target, and it also comes with a pack of extra staples to refill it in, but just, it's handy, you know, you don't have to get up and walk to the library or get up and ask your professor or whatever it is, you know, you come prepared, you have your stapler, just staple anything you want. The next college supply essential, in my opinion, is having a pair of headphones. It doesn't have to be AirPods. I used to have my wired headphones that came with my iPhone 6 Plus. However, I lost those. I don't know where those went, but I used those for my laptop. I would just plug them in and use it to listen to music or watch videos for homework, or, you know, anything like that. But having headphones is going to be very nice when it comes to studying or tuning out any extra background noise. The next thing I have is a notebook. I know some of you probably like to take notes on paper instead of digitally. I just prefer to take it on my iPad. Recently, I've been typing my notes because some of my accounting classes, it's not like math based, it's more conceptual based. So I'll like type my notes since it's conceptual based, or I will kind of write out any math problems or anything like that. I just prefer to use my iPad Pro, but I also like to carry a notebook in my backpack just in case I need paper, or if I'm turning in an assignment, like my professor might say, hey, pull out a piece of paper, we're gonna do like a pop quiz or something like that. I prefer the 5 subject notebooks because I can use them whenever, and I can also keep them aside for like extra paper. I know some people like to have a 1 subject notebook for each class. Personally, that's a lot to carry in my backpack, and it gets pretty heavy after a while, and honestly, I think a 5 subject notebook works great. Next school supply I have are some sticky notes. I have different sizes, and sticky notes, post-it notes, whatever you want to call it. I think these come in handy if you want to take like a quick note, or if you want to make your notebook a little bit more cute, stylish, whatever you want to do. They are pretty flexible and they come in handy. So you can also use them as like tabs if you really wanted to, so you can kind of stick them up here and write, you know, maybe the topic of that chapter, or I don't know, something like that. Or if you have a planner, you can write something down and put it in your planner. I just think they come in handy. I like to use them around my desk as well. If I think of something, I'll write it down and throw it on my desk. but I think sticky notes are really good to have for a college student. The next thing, I don't have a physical one, but I have one on my iPad, is a planner. I think a planner is super important. Being a college student, you have tons of assignments, exams, tons of things to do, and you can't remember it all in your head. I mean, you can try, but most of the time it doesn't work out. You'll probably end up forgetting an assignment or forgetting to study for your final exam, and then after that you're basically screwed. But a planner is super important. You can make it look all cute, you can make it look simple. It's just nice to have everything written down. That way you can see exactly what you have going on for the week, the day, the month, etc. And like I said, I use the GoodNotes app, so my planner is digital. GoodNotes does come with a monthly and like to-do list paper template, so I do that on my iPad. However, I haven't used a planner as much recently as I did when I was more of like a freshman and sophomore, maybe a little bit junior year. But I will say it's nice to have a planner. Get yourself a good planner and plan out your assignments on there. Literally everything you can think of, write it down on there. It will get you through your college career, and it's less likely that you will forget an assignment if you do it that way. Next thing I have are a ton of pencils, pens, highlighters. Also, whiteout is important. If you like to take notes on paper, whiteout will probably be your best friend. And now I don't use pens and pencils and highlighters as much, like I said, since I take notes on my iPad. These are just like extra backup. You know, it's good to have this stuff, especially if your final exam is on paper and you're doing like your study guide on there or something. You can highlight the material, you can add a sticky note on it and star something. It's good to have pens and pencils. You never know when you're gonna need it. If you need it for a final exam in class and it's on paper, you're gonna need a pencil, eraser. Here's the extra staple refills for the stapler I have. I have an Expo marker. This comes in handy as well if you're doing like a study group and you're renting out one of the study rooms. Most likely they will have a whiteboard and you can study using the whiteboard. And then, like I said, highlighters, different colored pens, pencils. It's good to have this stuff. And then my favorite eraser is this big white eraser. It's pretty much like a magic eraser. It's great. Find one if you can find it, buy it. But yeah, it's good to have like your pencil bag with all your cute little utensils. If you are into taking notes on paper, you can make them all cute and whatnot. I'm just a iPad type of note taker. Like I said, I've recently been typing them just because of my accounting classes, the way they're formatted. Like I said, they're more conceptual based. But if you're into writing on paper, by all means, you do you. The last thing I have, it's kind of essential, at least for me. I get thirsty all the freaking time and I have to have water by me at all times. This is the water bottle I got from Target. It's a 32 ounce. I want to say it's called Takia. I'm probably butchering this 100%, but it's from Target. Get yourself a water bottle or a good thermos that can keep your water cold or hot, whatever it is. If you're taking coffee to class, it will keep your coffee hot, cold, whatever. But a water bottle is essential. Most of the time, campuses will have water fountains you can just refill and keep yourself hydrated all day long. That's all I have. But that's pretty much the main school supplies I feel like I used a lot throughout college. Especially the calculators. Like my iPad Pro is probably the best investment I've ever had or ever made recently in my college career. I think it's totally worth it. But if you guys have any questions or anything or video requests, leave them in the comments down below. I hope this was super helpful for you. If you are going into college for the first time, good luck. If you are already in college, good luck to you as well. And that's all I have. I will see you guys in my next video and hope you have a good school year. Bye.